When Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria in 48 BCE, he stepped into a kingdom on the brink of civil war and into the arms of a queen who would captivate both his mind and his destiny. Cleopatra VII, just 21 years old, was clever, politically astute, and determined to reclaim Egypt's throne. What began as a political alliance soon became one of the most iconic and controversial romances in history. Caesar had just defeated his Roman rival Pompey at the Battle of Pharsalus. Pompey fled to Egypt, hoping for refuge, but the young pharaoh Ptolemy XIII, Cleopatra's brother and co-ruler, had him murdered in an attempt to win Caesar's favor. Instead of earning Caesar's gratitude, it enraged him. He had come seeking peace, and instead found a web of dynastic intrigue. Cleopatra knew this was her moment. According to legend, she had herself smuggled into Caesar's presence, rolled up in a carpet. When it was unfurled before him, the queen emerged, radiant, persuasive, and utterly unforgettable. Caesar, 30 years her senior, was entranced. But Cleopatra was no mere seductress. She was a shrewd politician. She knew that aligning with Caesar could secure her throne and Egypt's independence. What followed was more than romance. It was calculated power. Caesar supported Cleopatra's claim, sparking a war with her brother's forces. After months of brutal fighting in the streets of Alexandria and the accidental burning of part of the Great Library, Caesar emerged victorious. Ptolemy XIII drowned while fleeing, and Cleopatra was restored to the throne. In 47 BCE, Cleopatra gave birth to Ptolemy XV, nicknamed Caesarion, Little Caesar. While Caesar never officially acknowledged the child as his heir, many believed he was Caesar's only biological son. Cleopatra visited Rome in 46 BCE, arriving with pomp, luxury, and scandal. She stayed in Caesar's villa, and her presence shocked Roman society. To conservatives in the Senate, she was a dangerous foreign queen, a symbol of Eastern decadence and royal ambition. But to Caesar, she represented power, culture, and legacy. There were even whispers that Caesar planned to make himself king, perhaps with Cleopatra at his side. That never came to pass. On the Ides of March, 44 BCE, Caesar was assassinated by senators who feared his growing power. Cleopatra, now back in Egypt, mourned, but understood that her future lay in survival. Her alliance with Caesar had secured her throne, but the game was not over. Soon, she would form a new alliance with Mark Antony, Caesar's general and avenger. But that is another story, one that ends in fire and ruin. The romance of Caesar and Cleopatra was more than personal. It was a collision of empires, a blend of ambition and intimacy, and a moment where two civilizations hung in the balance, shaped by passion, strategy, and the dreams of two rulers who reached for eternity. What more legendary stories of ancient power and passion? Subscribe to the Roman Scroll and step inside the greatest drama history ever wrote.